Yearning for a good old-fashioned train ride? Well, you just might get one. The $1 trillion infrastructure bill includes $66 billion in funding for Amtrak and passenger rail. But is this the right investment? Joining me now, Tom Schatz, president of Citizens Against Government Waste. It's been a little while since we've chatted. It's good to have you back, Tom. The government has shown it's not very good at running a railroad. Let's just put it that way, right? Does another $66 billion change anything?
Amtrak was created in 1971. It has never turned a profit. So the government has proved that it is very good at losing money. So the Senate infrastructure bill simply codifies that Amtrak will always lose money and the taxpayers will subsidize the railroad. They've changed language, they've changed objectives. They want to add about 30 new routes and cover another 160 towns and cities. You know, they're even trying to do Las Vegas to LA. They shut that down in 1997. And there's been a private effort to do high-speed rail since 2005, which has fallen apart. They got 8 airlines flying every half hour from Vegas to LA, and they've got 4 buses, all much cheaper, $20 in fact, than Amtrak will ever be.
Should they focus on the Northeast Corridor, Tom? Because that line actually does get used quite a bit.
Well, the Northeast Corridor is turning a profit, but the legislation states that existing routes and long-distance routes cannot be eliminated. Jobs can't be eliminated, and any place that has more than 40 passengers in a day must have a ticket agent, even if people are buying the tickets online.
Do you think an upgrade or an improvement, Tom, might change the way America thinks about train travel, or are these years long gone?
Oh, I think that if Amtrak was going to be successful, it would have been successful by now. Okay. And by the way, it's not even as environmentally great as they say it is. Buses emit less carbon, and airlines have become so efficient that they're about the same as flying. Excuse me, flying's about the same as a train in terms of pollution. And so I just think it's long past time that Amtrak can be resurrected or continued.
What should the government do with it?
Oh, I think they should turn it into a private rail line like they did with Conrail. The commercial line learned how to make a profit. Why can't passenger rail make a profit? I mean, if you're going to subsidize everything, then we're going to run out of money eventually, which is the other end of where we are right now. And this is just running taxpayers off the rails.
Yeah, so to speak, I like that. I'm curious, I just saw a push on my phone here about the U.S. Postal Service slowing down some first-class mail delivery starting on October 1st to ease its debt. First of all, what do you think of that? Because the Postal Service is another one that's losing a lot of money. And then we'll get to another question after that.
Well, the House of Representatives does have legislation that should make service a little better, actually a lot better, for the Postal Service. They didn't address some other issues like closing unused post offices and labor costs, but at least the House of Representatives is trying to do something helpful for the post office. But what they're doing for Amtrak is just making the taxpayers pay forever and forever. And by the way, Amtrak expects a 50% increase in ridership in the next 10 to 15 years. That's never going to happen because if everybody's got an electric car, government subsidizing that is going to be a lot easier to do that.
Right. Is it me, or are so many other countries so much farther ahead of us when it comes to rail? Is it worth even trying to catch up, or should we just let it go?
Well, the reason that other countries have better rail is that they are physically smaller, and they are also geographically easier to get around. And look at what they're trying to do in California. That price went from $25 billion to $90 billion for California high-speed rail. They have to go through mountains and under, various areas that need a lot of work. It's, again, why it's not working. That's why Northeast is so easy. It's pretty straight, it's pretty flat, and you can go faster than in other places.
Yeah, so you study government waste. On the way out here, Tom, give us your #1 boondoggle.
Well, this one's up there. Amtrak is up there. But Citizens Against Government Waste annually issues our Congressional Pig Book. People can get it at CAGW.org. And we're going to be looking really hard at this $3.5 trillion, quote-unquote, infrastructure bill. That's even a bigger mess than the Senate bill at $1 trillion.
All right. Tom Schatz, president of Citizens Against Government Waste. It's good to see you again. Thanks.
Thank you.